Alright, no mucking about here, because I am annoyed already. I saw this post and thought, what the hell is wrong with these people? This was shared to me. A trailer for the first Ascendant. A trailer that's nothing more than chicks in bikinis. It's basically the pixelated version of Twitch's jacuzzi thoughts. And that's it. Amazing that gets criticized yet this doesn't, but anyway. And as usual, there is one arsed leftist whose profile bio reads like a checklist for why mental asylums need to make a comeback and why universities have become crack factories. So naturally, therefore, V has to come in and whine about it, lumping in the Skittle Squad and the Twitter evangelicals, and of course, mentioning Melanie Mack. Well done to Melanie. She apparently owns Eastern European property now, seeing as she lives rent-free in a Romanian's head. Does he get paid to name drop her? The man mentions her more often than I talk to her, for heaven's sakes. I've legit had people message me telling me he's doing it so often, cramming her name in utterly unnecessary places to the point where it's actually pissing them off. Cloud chasing and bathing in the bukkake of likes does seem to have some detrimental effects. You look increasingly obsessed and unhinged. I have a few reasons to dislike V at the moment, the main one being he's making women seem reasonable, which is utterly unforgivable. The reason why that bit pissed me off, though, is because he gave me grief for apparently getting involved with the drama llama, yet here he is trying to drag up that same drama that happened more than 3 damn months ago. And if you go to that post, there is no mention of any evangelicalism there whatsoever. Are the Christians in the room with you now? So someone there named Two Genders asks a very sensible question. Am I allowed to criticize it because it looks kitsch and classless without you getting your panties in a bunch? I wonder if the game is even good, because all I hear about it is there are hot girls in it. I guess that's my answer though. Snarky? Most definitely yes. Although given the events of the past 3 months, I would say it's justified. And it's a good question nonetheless. Now, one thing that annoys me, it also provides me with some amusement, the duality, is watching people behave in a stereotypical manner, telling them they're prone to behaving in a stereotypical manner, and then watching them get upset when you point out they're behaving in said stereotypical manner. This is why I posted on X, because I noticed the anti-Guna crowd falls into 2 camps, the religious affiliated and those who understand that leaving the market to cater to the lowest common denominator does not produce quality games, only slop. And the Gunas cannot separate these two. As like I said before, I can agree with the critique of capitalism and still think the abolition of private property is absolutely retarded, because it is. One can agree on the diagnosis, it doesn't mean you share the same solution. This concept is apparently extremely difficult for some people to grasp, I don't know why. The reason I say Vex Electronica was right is because she said months ago that the overemphasis on sex is going to develop into a cheap market signal where the money rakers will hyper-focus on that at the expense of everything else. Because the one commonly recognized pattern when it comes to actual gameplay in the first Ascendant, once you bypass the crusty socks and bloodshot eyes, are the people pointing out the game itself just isn't very good. Factoring in all of the above, and you see people gushing over pixelated TNA, is it any wonder then why you get actual gamers mocking these plebs asking, would you like some game with your fan service then? I was under the impression that what makes games unique in the entertainment sphere is the active user engagement. This is what separates games from movies and TV shows. If all you do is gush over the fan service and you fail to recognize the variable that actually makes gaming unique, you rightly deserve to get mercilessly ridiculed because you're not a gamer, you're just a primitive mammal with low impulse control. Hence this reply from V. Sure, but am I allowed to criticize you for criticizing it without getting your panties in a bunch? Evidently the answer to Two Jenner's question is no, what a catty bitch reply that is. And looking at that kind of reply, I imagine Stonepill's question of can he accept criticism of it without assuming people criticizing it want it banned would probably get a similar kind of answer. You know, as much as it pains me to say this, on some level I can actually respect the Twitch thoughts, at least more than this. They are absolutely cashing in on sex appeal, sure, but they aren't trying to overcompensate for a lack of variable that makes the product unique. What you see with them is what you get, gushing mindlessness. What really irks the hell out of me with these people, though, is these are the same people who just say, oh, they want to be left alone, yet they advertise the degeneracy and wear like a badge of pride. They have the exact same mentality as leftists, whine about everything for they are the oppressed class who just want instant group desire X. It's like Captain Thunder wrote here, we're creating a moral panic about a potential moral panic and will attack anyone who says we are going a bit far. What delusional world do you live in where you think you can vocally advocate for what caters to you, but you also want to be left alone? If you don't want people to notice you...
Here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
Precisely what a radical concept that is. It turns out repeatedly behaving in the same manner might kick in some people's pattern recognition. You can't vocalize your desires without getting blowback, especially when it affects other people. Much like Destiny, it goes both ways. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.